It's our reality, just your average family, trying to be normal and stay out of trouble, living a double life.
What's up? Today we got Thurman's Season 3, Episode 18, I'm Gonna Forget You, Sucker. This episode starts off with Cherry. Cherry hasn't appeared since Episode 12. I just remember that. Cherry has not been seen on the show since, I think, Date Exception. So Cherry says that this selfie of them is telling Phoebe that this selfie of the two selfie of them is her favorite. It definitely says they're best friends. Phoebe says no. I think it says she has lettuce in her teeth. Cherry says not as bad as the turkey on her shirt. Phoebe says, Cherry, if they want to win the best of the besties for the yearbook, their selfie needs to show them as besties, not her as number 7 at Hoagie Hut. Max says he's voted for the best of the besties. Phoebe says, "Aw," and he says he voted for Evan and Eleanor. Phoebe says, traitor, and Max. Yeah. Cherry says it's not just Max. Everyone's voting for them. Max says it's because Evan's the best. He is a little iguana. Look, she keeps her food in her mouth. Phoebe says, "Alright, yearbook voting ends in 2 days. They need to post another selfie right now. So let's do it." They post it, but Phoebe realizes that, oh no, in the picture is a shot of them, in the picture of them is the Thunderman portrait in the superhero mode. So Phoebe says, if a non-soup, so they delete it, and Phoebe says, good. That was close. If a non-soup saw that, they would be exposed, and Super President Kickbutt would not be happy. Thunder Monitor says, alerts them to Super President Kickbutt calling, and she's not happy. Cherry says, see ya, and leaves. After the opening, in the A-plot, Phoebe says she could leave the photos so fast. How did Super President Kickbutt see it? Super President Kickbutt says they monitor everything and says, Phoebe, don't eat your lunch. Billy licked it. Okay, yeah, that's the one joke of this episode, that Billy likes licking things. It doesn't come back, but it's super weird. Phoebe says, if any photo... Super President Kickbutt says, if any photos showing that them as superheroes actually got out, the consequences for her family would be unspeakable. Phoebe says, she's so sorry. She promised this wouldn't be happening again. Super President Kickbutt says, that's what she said after Cherry wore her super suit for Halloween. Again, this season has a Halloween episode coming up, so further action will need to be taken. Phoebe says, further action? She can't ground her, can she? Super President Kickbutt says, she can ground Hank and Barb if she wants. She can grab Phoebe's parents if she wanted to. Phoebe isn't the problem. Cherry is. Phoebe is to stay away from her until the Hero League decides on a course of action. Phoebe's future with them depends on it. Phoebe says, so if she wants to be a superhero, she has to avoid her best friend. Can't she avoid something else, like the clam chowder? That is bad. She's pretty sure those aren't clams. Super Kickbutt says sorry, but when it comes to matters of security, of security, there's no compromising. Super Kickbutt out. Nora says she needs some advice. Phoebe says maybe later, but Nora just says there's a cute boy named Owen who only appears in this one episode, so. There's a cute boy named Owen that she's inviting over for a play date. Nora, you're like 10 or 11. Nora, you're like 11. I don't think you should be calling those things play dates, but you should be calling them hangout sessions. A play date, a hangout sesh, play date in 2 days. It has to be perfect. What should she do? Phoebe says, she'll tell her what to do. Don't be friends with him or anyone else because Superman and Kickbutt wants you to grow old alone. Billy says, Nora should talk about farts. Farts. Boys love those. Meanwhile, on the B plot in Max's lair, Max says, okay, Dark Mayhem, what about this one? He trained a bunch of stray cats to pickpocket. Dark Mayhem says, he's impressed. Max says, thanks, with himself. Because he finally figured out why everything Max does is not evil. I know. It's his baby face. Max says, his baby face. Women seem to don't have a problem with it. Dark Mayhem says, every time he looks at Max's face, he wants to pinch his cheeks right off the bone. Max says, what is he supposed to do? Hide behind a mask or something, which looks great, by the way. Dark Mayhem says, figure out babyface, and ends the call. Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, I think this is the last time we ever see Dark Mayhem until the finale. So, yeah. And then we don't see him again after that, we don't see him again until the Thurman Season 4 special. And then we don't see Dark Mayhem again after that until the Thurman's movie. Till the Thurman's The Returns movie. So, yeah, they're really limiting on their Dark Mayhems. I know, I just like him because he voiced Chad from Bleach. Max says, does he have a baby face, Colosso? Colosso says, it's their curse, Max. They're too adorable. Max says, he knows what to do. He'll make him have evil facial hair, which that's why what if he altered the nose hairlizer, which could call back, because I don't think we've seen that thing since season 1's pilot episode. So it would give him an evil beard. Klaus says I guess it's better than his plan to shave his fur off and tape it to Max's face. In the A plot at Splatburger, Barb's like, Phoebe, and Max says, what's up, Phoebe? And Max says, Phoebe, and Hank says, feed to the bee. Phoebe says, what is going on here? Hank says, getting their burger on. Chloe says, Daddy put on skinny jeans. Phoebe says, oh, she gets what's going on here. Superman and Kickbutt told them she has to stay away from Cherry, her best friend, so they're trying to be the new Cherry. Chloe says, Daddy can't sit down. Hank says, whoa, Chloe, he can, that's not true. Okay, we should all stand up and take a picture. Then this random Splatburger employee that we never see again just comes in and just takes their picture. Barb says, see you later, Christian Slater. And yeah, that's also not another celebrity reference that we get into this episode. But yeah, I think the Chloe stuff where she says, like, literally she's trying to say that Hank can't sit down. Barb says, yeah, she's just embarrassing herself now, and tells Phoebe that she's sorry it has to be this way. How did Jerry take the news? Phoebe says she took surprisingly well, because she didn't tell her yet. Barb says, Phoebe's gonna have to tell Cherry. She deserves to know. Phoebe says she knows, but she can't just avoid. She knows that. She couldn't. She avoided Cherry all day. Hank says, can't do that forever. And Phoebe says, sure she can. She has her Randy the Trucker disguise. Where'd she get that hat from? Phoebe says, yeah. Barb says, Phoebe is gonna tell Cherry the truth. Hank says, Barb's right. And sits down, but he rips his skinny jeans. Chloe's like, bye-bye, skinny jeans. Like, literally, Chloe's amazing. And And Phoebe says, "Oh, hello, Evan." Evan says, "Hi, Phoebe, Mr. Thunderman, Mrs. Thunderman, little girl I don't, little small girl." Small girl he doesn't know. Evan says, "Where's Cherry? Is it trouble in paradise?" Or as a little next season episode's called, Thunder in Paradise. Get it? Actually, that's the name of the next episode special. 1 hour special. Or how long it is. He says no. She's just, Evan says, "Speaking of paradise, check out his latest post with Eleanor." Barb says, "Oh, he has a girlfriend who's a lizard." Well, they look happy together. Evan says it's not late for her and Cherry to back out. "Nice seeing you again, Mr. and Mrs. Thunderman. Small girl." It literally just Chloe's referred to as small girl. But Barb says, "Back out of what?" And Phoebe says, "Yeah, there's a yearbook competition. She and Cherry will definitely lose when she tells Cherry. Guess Evan and Eleanor will be the besties of the besties for the 3rd time in a row." Barb says, "Oh, they're just friends? Okay, good." And they just high five. Okay, what you think they were, Barb? Did you think that Evan was doing the dirty with his lizard? Barb. Meanwhile, in the B plot, Max says he's so close, and yeah, and I laughed at, and the one part of this episode I literally laughed at was the fact that one of Max's beards is called Shia LaBeouf. Max wants to go with a beard called Shia LaBeouf. I told you that wouldn't be the only celebrity reference I have in this episode. First Christian Slater and now Shia LaBeouf. Is this episode trying to be cringy? But that was so funny. I go with the Shia LaBeouf here, but Colossus says Mac gonna go with Lincoln Lover or Sassy Lumberjack. I go with Shia LaBeouf. But Nora says she needs Max's help. And of course, just like Phoebe, Max says maybe later, and Nora just continues talking about how there's a cute boy named Owen and he's coming over for a play date, and she doesn't know what to do or what they should play, what should she have serve snacks. But Max says, "Sounds really desperate. Close the door on her way out." Nora says Max is the worst brother ever, but Phoebe didn't help her either, so why is she only singling out Max? Phoebe told her to never be friends with him and don't be friends with him or anyone else because super brother but will make you wants you to live old alone, wants you to be old alone. So how is Max the worst brother ever? I know his is more honesty and blunt, but Phoebe's advice was also terrible. But Max gets the blame for it. Yeah, Max says put her worst brother. Nora calls Max the worst brother ever. Max says put it on a t-shirt. And then Max is holding his nose sterilizer the wrong way, wondering why it's not working, but not realizing he's holding it the wrong way. And he blasts Nora, giving her a full beard. Nora says, "What are they staring at?" and sees that she has a beard on her face. Colossus says, "Bearded lady. Excellent choice." And Nora says, how Max? How could he? Reverse it. Okay? Again, another strike on Nora's part. That wasn't Max's fault. He didn't know he had the nose analyzer the other way. So why are you blaming him? Again, he didn't know. Nora, are you just looking to blame Max because he's the only one that doesn't give you good advice? Shame on you. Max says, the nose sterilizer doesn't have a reverse. And Max says, but you can shave it off. And he does, but it immediately grows back. Nora says, now what? And she sees that she has a beard on her face again. And Nora says, I thought he said shave it off. Max says he did, but it grew back. Nora says, how can she have a play date looking like a dirty wizard? Max says, don't worry, Nora. He'll fix her before her play date. She has to skip school. Tell Hank and Barb that she's sick. Nora says, well, her throat does feel scratchy because there's a beard on it. Meanwhile, in the A plot, at Hindle High, Evan says he and Eleanor are going to win this thing. Then Eleanor bites him. Meanwhile, Phoebe says all she has to do is tell Cherry the truth. Then she fantasizes a dream sequence where she tells Cherry about them not being friends anymore, and Cherry yells about Phoebe having superpowers. Phoebe ends the fantasy saying that truth won't work, proving that Phoebe does not trust Cherry. This is my least like a part of the episode. Is only like a part of the episode is that Phoebe thinks that she has one fantasy, and if she tells Cherry in real life, that's exactly what will happen. So she chooses. What does she choose? One, does she tell Cherry the truth and risk this boring plot? Two, does she not tell Cherry and me having to go through this episode having to complain about the scene? Or three, does Cherry end her friendship with Phoebe because Phoebe is a jerk? If you chose two, then you're right. Oh no, if you chose one, if you chose two, then you're right. Yes, Phoebe decides not to tell Cherry because she takes a fantasy as literal, and she takes her fantasy as what will actually happen, showing that Phoebe doesn't actually have trust in Cherry. She thinks that, if Cherry freaked out in her fantasy, then Cherry's going to freak out in real life and expose her to the world. No. I guess it's just so they can have an A-plot, but it's just like, Phoebe must not like Cherry that much if she thinks that, Phoebe must deep down not have that much trust in Cherry if she thinks that what happens in a fantasy sequence is gonna happen right now. Not right now, but right now in the episode. So yeah, of course, Phoebe lies and said, Cherry asks where Phoebe was, where Phoebe's been, and did she get in trouble with where Phoebe was? She missed a really cool trucker yesterday. She missed a really cool trucker yesterday. She missed the weirdest trucker yesterday. And Cherry asks Phoebe if she got in trouble with the Hero League. Phoebe, of course, lies, saying no, they just wanted her to fill out some paperwork. They just were telling her about some paperwork she forgot to fill. Paper, stamp, sign. And then Cherry decides to do release selfie, but Phoebe's like, yeah, no, we shouldn't do that anymore. Phoebe's like, what about Cherry's? Again, this is what happens when you lie to someone, Phoebe. Again, this is what happens when you lie to someone. Yeah, you get them all. But still, as I was saying, this proves that Phoebe does not trust Cherry, because if she doesn't think that Cherry can handle not saying that they can't be friends, and that Phoebe was just bored out that she has superpowers, Phoebe thinks, oh, that will happen. I don't think it will. Cherry would understand and basically be like, okay. She'd be sad a bit that they can't be friends, but she'd understand that Phoebe has a job to do. But no, Phoebe doesn't think that at all, and she just thinks that Cherry will just expose her to the world because Phoebe obviously doesn't think very highly of her so-called best friend. Yeah, Phoebe obviously doesn't think so highly of Cherry, her supposed best friend that she supposedly calls her. If she doesn't think that Cherry can handle this, if she can't tell Cherry the truth about what the Hero League said to her, she obviously doesn't think very highly of Cherry. And that's wrong. Yeah. Cherry says, how are they going to win the best of the best? How are they supposed to get enough to win best of the bestie? Phoebe says they could do something else. They could do something. Let's be different. Spread the word the old-fashioned way. Cherry says, with a dance, and Phoebe says, yeah, with dance. And they do a stairways dance as a shadowy figure takes a picture of them. Super President Kickbutt says, what is it, Agent Delta? Agent Delta says, Phoebe has violated your orders. He has proved that she is not severed-type friend Cherry. Super President Kickbutt says, she was afraid of that. Agent Delta says, she will handle it. Then Agent Delta comes out of the shadows to reveal he's Evan. Evan! Wait. Evan! Dun dun, Evan! Phoebe's still trying to say get a vote for her, and Cherry is best of the besties because friends don't keep friends in cages. Evan said, and free them crickets. Evan says Eleanor likes her cake, and her crickets are delicious. Phoebe says he's eaten Eleanor's crickets before, and Evan says it was dark in that theater. And says that Cherry was looking for Phoebe. She was heading towards the nurse's office. Phoebe says she told Cherry not to eat the clam chowder. Clams don't have bones. And Phoebe leaves. Cherry shows up and Evan says Phoebe is looking for her. She can show her. Phoebe's if she wants. Cherry says thanks and says, is he going with Eleanor to prom? And Evan says it's her choice. Cherry says, Cherry, wait, and uses his phone to capture her. Yeah, he uses his phone to capture Cherry. Meanwhile, in the B plot, Hank says, tries to give Nora some chicken noodle soup. Barb says she'll give it to Nora. Just take off some pants or skinny jeans. Hank says, even with his super strength, he can't rip them off. Nora says she's fine. They just need to watch her. Barb says, okay, good, because Chloe needs to take them to Metroburg to get Hank out of the skinny jeans. Chloe says, it's a fashion emergency! And they teleport away. Yeah, they don't come back until the end yet. They're out of the episode until the last few minutes. Which is so weird. We don't know whatever happens to Hank in the skinny jeans. We'll never know. If the Metroburg hospitalites if the Metroburg nurses were ever able to get him out of it, we'll never know. But Max says, what's up, hairy hipster? And he just wanted to let her know he's almost done fixing the nose sterilizer. Nora says, he better be. Max says, gross. Is her beard growing worms? Nora says, no. They're soup noodles. Her beard is a food magnet. She just has to cancel her play date with Owen. Max says only a few minutes. He only needs a few minutes. Has he ever let it down? Nora says, has he seen the beard on her face? Also, it's so weird that the scene starts off with the family portrait being in the superhero mode, but then, Then she says she can't take her chances and tells Nora, calls Billy to tell him Owen she's sick. But then when she turns around, the portrait is in family mode, is in normal mode, is in family portrait mode, despite no one touching it. No one touched the penguin statue. It just magically changed, or we never heard anyone touching the penguin statue, so it majorly changed between superhero mode and normal family mode between shots. That makes no sense whatsoever. Yeah. But then Nora turns around to see Billy and Owen are right behind her. So Nora says she's sick of waiting for the play to start. Meanwhile, in the A plot, Phoebe asks Roxy and Maddie, because of course she does. Yeah. She should. Why does Phoebe need Cherry as her best friend? She has these two randos. Like, literally, why does she need Cherry as her best friend? She has these two randos who randomly became her best friend. I know they first appeared in episode 14, but why does she need Cherry as her best friend again? She has these two. Yeah, she has Rusty and Maddie. They seen Cherry. Maddie says they saw her and Evan leave a few minutes ago. Cherry says Evan knew she was looking for Cherry. That she was looking for Cherry. Why didn't he tell her? Roxy says the guy's best friend's with an iguana, and that's Phoebe's question. Phoebe says uses her Hero League iPad or her Hero League surveillance system to somehow use it to check a security camera in Hiddenville High to see Evan capture Cherry, and she uses her volume button to hear that Evan says that he's bringing Cherry in for memory wiping. So Phoebe's like, memory wiping? Oh no, and leaves. Meanwhile, in the B plot, Owen says, Jesse James, your time is up. You're going to jail. And Jesse James says, who you call Pinhead? I mean, okay. Well, he'll never get her bandana off her face. Max says, his new heroizer is working now. Nora says, it better be. They better. Yeah, I get too much in my accent. They've had to play dumb games like Cowboys and Train Robbery, tie her face. Where is she? 5? And that made me reference to a Family Godparents meme where Esther and Shady say, what is she? What is Timmy? 4? Don't know why that made me reference that. Like Nick says, now with that beard she is, and Nora lasers Max's feet. Owen says, put her hands up, Jesse, and turn around. Nice and slowly. Owen says, wow, she takes the game seriously. It's like her beard is real. Wait a minute, it is real. Nora says, so, about those farts, huh? And Max says, farts. I guess Billy was right. Boys do like farts. Owen says he can't take his eyes off it. Nora says she'll save him trouble and tells him to leave. Owen's about to leave when Max says, wait, he's just gonna go? Before he does, he should know that Nora was all worried about making this day perfect. He told her he doesn't. She told him, Max, that it doesn't matter what she does on her play date or how he looks. And she's an awesome girl. Any boy would like her for that. Nora says, Max never said that. And Max says, he should have. Okay? So if he doesn't like Nora, then if he doesn't like Nora's beard now, hit the road. If he doesn't like Nora for who she is on the inside, then maybe he should hit the road. Owen says he never wanted to leave. In fact, seeing her beard has given him courage to share his secret. That he has a hairy back. Max says back squatch. And Owen says that's just like what his doctors say. He knew Nora couldn't handle it, and he's about to leave when Max says, here's your backpack. She's like, wait, don't listen to Matt. Don't listen to him. She's fine with his back hair, just as he's fine with her beard. So if they don't have if he doesn't have to go, there's some of his favorite pizza they can eat. Owen says, can this play get any better? And Max says, what about his beard? What about her beard? Does she want to zap it out? Nora says, is he sure it'll work? Max says, yeah, she should have seen his... She should have seen his last test subject. Should have seen his test subject. Cut to Billy being with a bald head. And Billy says, how does it look? And Klaus says, you look like an accountant. And Billy says, yeah. What's an accountant? Okay, Billy, bro. You're meant to be a dumb guy, but that's just... I guess you're 12. Of course you're an accountant. Nora says, it's okay. It's okay. She can lose the beard after the play date. Then they go inside then they go to see Evan saying that his back hair sweats. Ending the B plot. Meanwhile, on the A plot, Evan says, wait here, this will be over before she knows it. Cherry says she knows that he's a secret agent. She knows that he's a secret agent. But maybe want to get a burger sometime. Evan says, he's taking Cherry. Cherry says, he knows where to find her. That's when Phoebe drops in. Cherry says, did Phoebe know Evan was a secret agent? She thinks they're recruiting her to be a secret. Phoebe says no, they're gonna erase her memory because of that picture she posted, and then Hurley wanted her to stop being friends with her, but she refused. She says, hey Evan, if that's even his real name. Evan says, it's not. It's Lucius. Which is kind of a cool better name. But she says, I'm still calling you Evan. Cherry erased Cherry's memory. Hey Cherry, what's the 50 say? Cherry says, I don't know. See? Lucius says, nice try. But he don't think she understands what's happening. Phoebe says, she does. If he needs to release Cherry, or he pays the consequences. Lucius presses his watch and naturalizes Phoebe's superpowers. Phoebe says, cool watch, where's she get one? Lucius says it took him 30 years to get a train to get one. Phoebe says, 30 years? How old are you? Lucius says, old enough to know that Cherry is a risk to the Thunder. Is a risk to the Thunderman. Okay. Is a risk to the Thunderman. Phoebe says she's a serious risk to him, and then throws him over her back and defeats him. Superman Cape's like, what's going on? And Phoebe says she's here saving Cherry. The Hero League has gone too far. Memory wiping, spying on her. Her straight A's and perfect attendance are none of their business. Excuse me, Phoebe. There's an episode in this season that shows that Phoebe doesn't have perfect attendance, and that Max tricked her into thinking she did. That there's an episode called Back to School where we'll get to that one, where Max and Phoebe go, of course, back to their old Metroburg school called SAS. And in this episode, we learned that Phoebe, who was bragging about her perfect attendance since episode 5 of season 1, doesn't really have a perfect attendance, and Max tricked her into thinking she did because he wanted a day off school, so he tricked her into thinking the school had a day off. The school was closed when it wasn't. So, just saying, Phoebe mentioned her perfect attendance in episode 5, and now made me want to mention this up. Because, according to that episode, Phoebe never really had a perfect attendance, and she was just telling herself that to make her feel better. And then Max tricked her into believing that she did, believing that the school was closed, that SAS was closed. We'll get to that episode. That's episode 24 of this season. That's episode 24 of this season. And after that, we only have episode 25 and 26. Super President Kickbutt says Lucius wasn't spying. He was actually, she says Agent Delta, but I like it better that she calls him Lucius. Lucius wasn't spying. He was protecting Phoebe. The Thurman family is very valuable to them. Phoebe says Cherry is valuable to her. Her friendship is the best thing she's had since moving to Hinville. Again, if this girl is the best thing you got, then why did you lie to her throughout the entire episode and think that not telling her what Superman Kickbutt said? Yeah. You lied, Phoebe. Cherry is not the best thing you've got, because if she was, you would have told her the truth from the beginning about your powers, and then you would have told her about them not wanting to be friends from the beginning of this episode. So yeah, Cherry's not your best friend, girl. Like, literally, you take Cherry for granted so much. Cherry's the best thing you've got, and you literally lied to her for about 2 seasons. You gaslighted her in the first episode, gaslighted her for about a season or 2, and now you're gaslighting her again. So, no, she is not your best friend. Best friends don't gaslight each other. Phoebe's so delusional. She really thinks that she and Cherry are best friends. She really thinks that. Like, best friends don't gaslight each other. Best friends don't make lie to each other. That is not a best friend. That is a gaslighter. It's almost yeah, that was just so laughably laughable that Phoebe thinks that she and Cherry are best friends. Yeah, right. Yeah. She says that she has to sacrifice being a superhero to keep them from attaching one of those gadgets to Cherry, her brain, and erasing her memories, and she will. Super the Kickbutt says, erase her memory. They're not erasing her memory. They're erasing her phone memory. Cherry continued to take pictures, even though when they were Phoebe to end their contact with her, that forced her hand, and here they are. A broken lab car, Lucius, a 50-year-old man, and they say 50, and Lucius says, yeah, his superpower is that he's stayed 16 for 15 years, for 50 years. That means he'll die. That means even though he's old, he'll die at 16. That's kind of messed up. And yeah, also, by the way, we never see him again after this. Yeah, this is the last time we see Evan / Lucius on the show. But yeah, this is the last appearance of him. He was a cool character, and even though but still. Phoebe says she's so sorry. Super says Phoebe really thought they were going to erase Cherry's memory. They're animals. They're not animals, Phoebe. They're the good guys. Then they see them firing a guy because he sat. Then they see him firing a guy because them making a guy get fired because he parked in Super President Kickbutt's parking spot. Then Super President Kickbutt says, yeah, that was definitely not good timing. And Cherry does not learn her lesson because she can even takes the video of that guy getting fired. Yeah. Yeah, Cherry says, thanks for fighting for her. Phoebe says, that's what that's what best friends do. No! You guys are not best friends. They are not best friends. I don't believe that anymore. Nope. They don't gaslight each other. They don't lie to each other for 2 years. They don't friends don't gaslight each other, lie to each other for 2 years, and then gaslight her again. So no, they are not best friends. Just stop it. Stop. They are not best friends. Best friends don't lie to each other. As 11 says on Stranger Things, friends don't lie. So yeah, they are not best friends. They can delusion themselves into believing they're best friends, but that's what they're definitely not. So, Cherry and Phoebe, you're delusional if you think you're best friends after everything that's happened. That's not what best friends do. Who cares what the other kids think? They're best of the besties. Lucia says, keep glad she feels that way. Because again, he and Eleanor won the best of the besties. Yeah, they're more best friends than Phoebe and Cherry are. For the third time, Cherry says, great. They lost to an old man and a lizard. Lucia says, since his nerd cover is blown, and also since they don't need him on the show anymore, he's gonna leave and go back to his wife and kids. And they say, wife and kids? Yeah, he says the kid. He's gonna get back to the kids. So, yeah, he's a 16-year-old. He's a 16-year-old. He's a 50-year-old man who looks like a 16-year-old who has kids. This may be his last appearance, but I want to know more about this dude. Sad I can't. Come on, show. Why'd you have to make this Evan's last appearance? You made me want to know more about the guy because literally he has kids. He's 50 and he was a Hero League agent sent to Hiddenville to spy on Phoebe, and I guess Max too, because he and Max had scenes together. I guess he was also sent there to spy on Max, to protect Max. They don't mention it, but I guess he was there to protect Max. Yeah, meanwhile in the B plot, Max says Dark Mayhem, he doesn't need facial hair. He's evil on the inside. He has proof. He has proof he's evil. He put a beard on a little girl. Dark Mayhem says putting beard on a little girl isn't only hilarious, isn't only evil, it's hilarious. Dr. Gloss says he's proud of him too, sir, and Dark Mayhem says stop kissing his butt, rabbit. Barb and Hank come down to ask Max how they explain Chloe having a beard too. And Max says no to end the episode. So yeah, this episode was a bunch of gaslighting. Cherry didn't learn a lesson by the end. Max didn't learn a lesson by the end. And again, how can you call Cherry and Phoebe friends now? I finally realized is that, yeah, they are technically not best friends. They're just so delusional that they think they are. Phoebe gaslighted Cherry for about 2 years before she told her secret. And this episode, she gaslighted her again by lying to her. Again. So, how can they call her best friends? We learned that Evan's name is Lucius, and he left Hiddenville and the show to go back to his wife and go back to his kids. Yeah, he never comes back after this, so this is the last appearance of Evan, and no one ever mentions him again. So, yeah, and Owen, the kid that Nora has a crush on, he never comes back again either. So, yeah. And the whole scene with Billy and the bald head is wide. So anyway, next episode we have Beat the Parents. We have Beat the Parents. Max And Phoebe, or more Max, gets Phoebe to go with him and Allison to meet her parents. Gary, played by Chris Jericho. Yeah, they got Chris Jericho in this episode to meet her parents. But of course, Max, for some reason, has this one and only ability where he isn't good with adults. Meanwhile, on the B plot, Chloe is into this show called Cute Cow, but Billy and Nora think it's lame. So they have to try to get Chloe into what they were into when they were a kid. Hootie the Owl. But obviously, they learn that Hootie the Owl isn't as nice as he was, isn't as respectable as he was when they were growing up. And this is the first of 2 episodes where Chloe's an impressionable child that sees something and obviously believes it's real. As in this episode, she thinks that she starts doing Hootie Owl's movements, which causes her to teleport all over the place. But yeah. And also, we'll get to the Hank stuff, but yeah. The B-plot's pretty funny. Like, the whole, anyway, we'll get to it next time. But yeah. Next episode, we got Chris Jericho and Chloe being rebellious. But more Chris Jericho. But anyway, that's it for this video, and I'll see you next time for Thunderman's Season 3, Episode 19, Beat the Parents. The return of Allison and the only appearance of non-caring Chloe. See you next time.
Usually Timmy's games are filled with fuzzy bunnies.
I know. What is he, 4?
We've had to play dumb games like cowboy train robbery to hide my face. What am I, 5?